My goal with this pencast is to give you an overview of where we're going with Chapter 3. In a nutshell, we're going to develop the accounting cycle further to the next level. What you learned in Chapter 2 so far was, after you learned how to use the rules in debits and credits, you learned that you needed to journalize transactions, and you journalize transactions in the general journal, and you learned that you have to post those to the general ledger, and the general ledger is where you keep all your financial statement accounts. Once you've posted your journal entries to the general ledger in Chapter 2, we had to test the accuracy of that posting by preparing an unadjusted trial balance. A trial balance simply lists the name of the accounts and their balance, debit and credit. Then you total it, and when the trial balance totals, then you know that your debits equal your credits. You could have a mistake in there still that didn't throw it out of balance, but it's a really good start for moving on to the next step. All of that was learned in Chapter 2. In Chapter 3, we're going to add a step to that. Chapter 3, we're going to learn how to prepare adjusting entries. I'm going to abbreviate adjusting entries. And the adjusting entries are prepared in the general journal. All entries are prepared in the general journal. The adjusting entries are posted, because all journal entries are posted, into the general ledger. And then after you have posted the journal entries into the general ledger, you pull off a adjusted trial balance. And these accounts then have all been cleaned up, the type of things that adjusting entries clean up accounts for. After this, you can make financial statements because you have accurate numbers. The first statement that you make would be the income statement, and so on. Then you do the owner's equity, and then you do the balance sheet. This is what we added in Chapter 3. Notice we have a trend. You journalize, you post, you prepare an unadjusted trial balance. You journalize, you post, you prepare an adjusted trial balance. It's just simply a repeat of the first part, except this time you're doing adjusting entries. I'd like to note, it's the same general journal that you record journal entries in. It's not a new general journal or a new page. You journalize your entries for the month, and immediately under that, you add your adjusting entries. You posted your original entries in the general ledger, and at the end of the month, you just post the next line in the general ledger. The trial balance, the adjusted trial balance, is a new report. It's just like your other trial balance. It provides you proof of the equality of debits and credits, and then you can make your financial statements for the month. So as you can see from this pencast, we have an iteration: journalize, post, trial balance, journalize, post, trial balance. This then is where we go with Chapter 3, and what you need to learn how to do next. Your next goal would be to make adjusting entries.